Garage. Today, we're going to be working on my truck. We're going to be replacing the starter solenoid. This little thingamajigger here. So, to do this, I have to have the proper wrenches, ratchets, and all that good stuff. So, I'm going to go ahead and get all the tools prepared and ready to work. And then we're going to start disassembling this. And I'm just going to try and show you how to do it to my knowledge. Now, just so you know, I did read the instructions, and then I did call my grandpa and ask him his specification, because him and I were going to do this Saturday, but I figured I want to try on my own. So I called him, he told me exactly what to do, so I'm going by his word, and we're going to get this thing back together, and we're going to get it fired up the right way. The reason we're replacing the solenoid is the truck has now developed a problem to where when you start it, the starter doesn't stop starting. So that starter is constantly moving. It will stop sometimes, but before it gets really, really bad, replace the solenoid and we should be good to go. Alright, so I'm going to get all the tools ready. I'm going to try to set the camera up the best I can. And then we're going to disassemble this and put it back together the right way. And we're going to see the truck will fire up. Alright, let's hope we can do this right and not blow something up. Let's get into the video. Alright, so to begin, I'm going to go over the various tools you'll need to do this simple project. Well, I guess it's simple. I'm not sure. I haven't done it myself. But, so, you're going to need a smaller ratchet, and you probably will want the extension. And it's going to be an 8mm. Then you're going to want your bigger ratchet, and you're going to want that 9/16. And that is to take off the bigger nuts on this right here. And then you're going to want a 9/16 wrench, and the wrench is going to be used for the nuts possibly, but then also so we can disconnect the battery terminals. Now we're going to be disconnecting the positive and the negative. Next up, to make this simple so it's almost impossible to mess anything up, we're going to take this off the firewall, well, this fender here. We're going to bolt the new one on, and then we're going to slowly take wires off here, put them on, take the wires off here, put them on, and then finally take this wire off and put it on, or vice versa. Just depends on how we do it. But that is the general idea of how we're going to do this. So, I'm going to try and get the tripod set up right. We're going to disconnect the battery. And then we're going to go, actually I'm probably going to do this step by step, so I'm not going to show you how I'm doing this. So the best way to put it is I'm going to show you everything I do. So right now I'm going to disconnect the battery. I'll show you what it looks like after I disconnect. And then I'm going to take this off the firewall. I'll show you how it looks after I do that. And then I'm going to show you how I disconnect the wires and then connect them on the other one. Alright, so let's get into it. Hopefully something doesn't go wrong. Wish me luck. Okay, a little change up in plans. The 9/16 wrench we still may use, but to disconnect the battery, now like I said, it depends on what your bolt size is in there. I end up going with a half. So just so you'll know, it will take a ½ inch. And before we further go into this video, this is a 1987 F-150. So for anyone with that general year, 87, I'm sure 88, probably the same way. But generally 87 F-150 Customs, 2-wheel drive. I'm not sure if that makes a difference with 4-wheel drive. I kind of doubt, but just in case, that's how you do it, and that's the type of truck we're using. Alright, so let's get into this. I'm going to disconnect the battery, show you what it looks like after I get done. Alright, so I've disconnected the battery. This is your negative. This is your positive. Like I said, it may differ on the type of truck. And also depends on if your truck has different sizes or anything. But this is what I did. Laid the positive here and the negative up here. As long as neither one of these are touching any of these terminals up here, we should be good. And there should not be any electricity going over here. Now this also kills the power to any parts in the truck. So, yeah. And if you're new and never done this, don't feel bad, because I've never done this before either. You do not have to take these off all the way, just enough so that these open up enough so they'll pop off. Alright, so now I'm going to take this off the fender and put the new one on, and I'll show you what that looks like, and then we're going to start changing out wires and then reconnecting everything. So, let me get doing that, and I'll bring you back when I got all that done. Alright, so, we have now put on the new one and taken off the old one. So now, we're going to start by changing over wires. Now to start this procedure, I'm going to start with probably this side because it's got most of the wires on it. We're going to do this one, then I'm going to go over and do this one, and then we'll do the small one last. So, hopefully everything goes as planned and nothing goes wrong. Now I'm going to try and take this off accordingly so that I can stack these wires up the exact same way in here as what they were in here. So, just to make sure nothing gets messed up, I'm going to make sure that these are all in the exact same place that they were to begin with. So, I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to change this one over. I'll show it how it is. And then I'll change this one over, show how it is. And then I'll do this, show how it is. Connect these back up and show you that. And then we'll see if the truck fires up. Alright, so I disconnected this right here, took the wires off, and put them on here the exact same way that they came off of this one. Now note, I used a 9/16 wrench to get the bolt off of this one. I end up switching over to a 13mm socket for the bolt for this one. So like I said, depends on what you have, the nuts and bolts can be different sizes. So now, I'm going to take this off, put these wires on here, and we'll do this last little wire, put it on here, make sure everything's good and snug, tighten this battery back up, and then see if this vehicle will start. Alright, so I'm going to do. Alright, so now that has been done, I took the wire off of here and put it over to this one, and I am taking the old lock washers and nuts and putting them back on here in case of I got the wrong one. Well, actually, Paul got it for me, but in case it's the wrong one. So now, we're going to hook this thing back up with these. I'm going to put this one little wire back, and then we're going to see if everything went okay, see if everything's the right one. And yeah, so let me go ahead and do that, and I'll get back after do that. Alright, so we have the old one here. Now this nut came off of this one. Turns out that this little piece here just slides on and pulls right off. So I did not need this nut or washer, so I put them on the old one just in case. And we're going to take the old solenoid, drop it into the box, and we may keep this just for a little while in case it turns out to be the wrong one. So now I'm going to put these back, put in the positive, and then drop in the negative. And hopefully everything turns out okay. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Actually, I'll hook up the negative first and then positive. I can never remember which one goes first, but there is a certain way to do it. I do not believe it'll bother anything, but I'm going to go ahead and get this done and bring it back when I'm all done. Alright, so everything has been reconnected. Everything here is good and tight because I made sure it was with my ratchet. Did not double check it, probably should, but I'll go over that again probably for everything else, but I'm going to go ahead and see if this thing will fire up. So let's see if we did this right or if we did it wrong. Okay, once we get through here. Alright, fired right up, as I was hoping it would. Let's just make sure one more time. Yep. Alright, so that is how you change the starter solenoid on your 87 F-150 Custom. I know I say F-150 Custom, that is actually what's on here. It actually says Custom. This is not an actual customized pickup truck, but the name on it is F-150 Custom. I know that gets kind of confusing because I found out when I looked online for some, and the only customs come up are ones that people have done customized work to. So go ahead, double check all those, make sure everything's good and tight. But yeah, hope this video is helpful. For my regular viewers, which I'm sure some are watching this, I'm going to have some more videos out hopefully soon. Thanks for watching, hope this video is helpful, and I'll see you next time. Please subscribe and leave a like. So, see you next time.